like especially now, this gang shit is like it's not it. Like it's not like how it was before. Like
before it was a little fun, right?
It was.
Coming from another gangster. God damn.
It was.
Everybody on your block, everybody around you, you know, it's Crip, blood, whatever you are. So you're like, fuck it. I'm around everybody here anyway, I might as well be down. That's just another layer of like protection and belonging. But then you also got these kids who live in a house in Queens with a big ass backyard, puppy, full meal, full fridge, full belly, and it's like
that's the Tariq.
Bruh,
that's what it's the
Nah,
Braden works.
Braden's works. White man. This time we got long white money, and he still want to do this
that's
shit.
Why I don't. That's
no, it's a difference. But what I can say at that time of my life, that school, me doing that was probably the best decision I ever made. I mean, it was kind of fucked up. School I went to in Harlem, and I know research on the school. The teachers them like, yo, go to the school I went. First day I'm walking there, this school is in the fucking projects. So I'm sitting here like, oh shit, how did all the schools like, why did I pick this?
But it's crazy that
So then it was like Harlem versus Brooklyn. Then I had to cut across the project to the A train.
Welcome back to another episode of Just Daddin'. It's your boy Chocolate Dad.
It's your boy Saya, aka Saya.
It's your boy Styles.
It's your man 95. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Like we always tell you, tell a friend, tell a stranger. Back in the building, baby. Y'all missed this or nah?
No. They definitely did.
Of course they did. Come on now, y'all met us?
Shit. They had to.
Ain't no way.
So this week we got one of the homies in the building.
Yeah.
Good. Real good personal friend of ours. One of the Cosbys. Our man Fonz. It's cracking, home.
It was good.
What's poppin'?
Fonz, aka Fonz. Of course, he's gonna say it.
One of a kind, cuz.
My man Fonz is a new father as well. Congratulations again.
Thank you,
man. Beautiful baby boy. Shout out to them. Yeah, yo, everybody had boys first, except for chicken, right?
Yeah.
Chicken ain't shit.
That's exactly
That's right. Chicken definitely ain't shit. Shout out to chicken, but chicken ain't shit.
Yeah.
How's it feel, man? New dad, baby, all of that, man.
It's good, man. It's a great experience. I never thought I would be a father. I'll say that. But
You showing blanks?
This
He's a vagabond.
But nah, it's good, man. It's definitely a good experience. I love it.
How's it been like transitioning from you know she's pregnant, baby in belly, and now the baby's here, boom, shitting in your lap.
At first, when I first seen the, I ain't gonna lie, I almost cried.
You cried?
Yeah, I almost.
You almost cried, cuz? Ain't no way, cuz.
Yo, listen, gangsters shed tears, man.
Facts. I almost cried, cause I first, when the baby was in the belly, I was like,
Nah, I'm saying you sat there, you saw the whole shit. The whole process.
Oh yeah. I saw
shit
everything.
firsthand.
Yeah, I saw
That
everything.
shit fire, right?
Yeah. I wanted to see. I wanted to see everything. I wanted to see how I can. I seen everything.
Everything.
Yeah, I was there.
That's a fucking horror movie.
I was there, but when the nurse gave me, I almost cried. I was like, oh shit.
So why you didn't cry? What held you back?
I don't know. I didn't want nobody to see me crying.
Gangster, you said ain't no bitch.
I didn't see me crying.
So that's the biggest thing about crying. It's so many times people could cry, but they just don't want nobody to see them cry.
It's when that person what's wrong?
My grandfather just died, and I didn't think I would cry, but I did. But I just kept holding it back.
Mm-hmm.
But then,
fuck that.
But then when I thought about it, it's just how
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Man,
We're not just gonna glance over that. I mean, we knew that your grandfather was ill and such, but we definitely want to express our condolences. Absolutely, fuck COVID. We want to express our condolences and simply see you and the family, man.
Thank you.
Rest in peace to him, man.
Thank you.
Take a quick moment of silence for that man. All right.
Let's get to it. Come on.
Yeah. So all right. So boom. So now baby's here. All that kind of what's the day to day like? What's different? What's what I'm saying? Like tell the people, man.
Because I know you used to just get up and go.
Yeah, I used to get up and
Word,
go.
man.
Now it's just
Parties till 3, 4. No, they would start at 3 because you
start
would
at 3.
I go to Jamaica. I need
in the morning.
go at 9 in the morning.
Get there at 3. Get to the diner about 8. Get home
o'clock.
about
This
11.
nigga home after breakfast.
Yeah. It's different now because I just stay home now. I just go to work and I just be there with him. And like at first I was like, damn, I can't even go to the party. I can't do this. I was like, it kind of got to me a little bit, but now it's like I'm used to it now. It's like it's life.
It's just the way of life.
Yeah, it's life. So it's like, I mean, it's not. And plus, I want to be around him. I'm cherish these moments right now. So
Fact,
Party
I see
ain't
you
going
be online playing 2K.
Yeah, I'll just
baby like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
but yeah, so it's.
Either before or even after, or even till now, right? Like what has been your biggest fear about fatherhood?
My biggest fear, I would say that I'll probably, like how I was thinking is like, damn, I probably ain't gonna be a good dad.
Why?
I don't know. That was just how I was thinking. Like, damn, like I just want everything to just be like perfect. You know what I'm saying? So like I was like, damn, I don't know if I could do this, if I could do that, but I'm just, yeah, that was my fear. Like, oh wow, he probably ain't gonna be a fucked up dad. Like that's how, cause I just see a lot from different like relationships and stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was probably it.
But you think that the thought of it was probably more, because you're a father now, obviously, the child is here. Do you think that the thought of it was more crazier than the actual doing it? Like, cause now you're officially a father and
I'm a
you
father
doing
and
it.
I'm
You
staying
staying
home.
This
home,
piece of cake.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know why the fuck was I thinking like this?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what the hell? Like, what the hell was
because you
wrong
went
with
through it
me?
already
Yeah,
though.
I went
Because
through it, and then-
you went through it already in your head too. Because you already
You be
put that
changing the
process.
poop diapers, or you be just giving it off to moms? Like,
Now, I am now, like, because now I'm like she started working and stuff. So yeah, now it's like I'm changing, and I'm changing the diapers, giving the bottle, like what you said, like cleaning the bottles. That shit is fucking annoying, bro. Like,
Let's get new ones, bro.
yeah, yo, that shit, yo.
you still gotta wash it before you give it to them.
Sanitizer machine. I'm telling
You don't even know the name of the thing.
No,
man.
yeah, I got you. Hold on, I got
the
you.
bed.
Where's your sanitizer machine?
I was in the garage.
All right, so he gonna bring it because you ain't got no baby to worry about now. You don't want bottles.
Yo,
So.
it could be like
Boom.
thinking I got like 5, and then I go back. I'm like, what the fuck? I just
There's none.
Nah, that's one day.
That baby
Like,
be
like
fucking
15.
sipping,
yeah,
boy.
yo, they
all the
gulp
time.
all the time. And in the early stage, first I didn't like know nothing at all. So when they said they eat every 2 hours, like I didn't like when you hear that, I'd be like, oh, ain't nothing. But that shit, it's like this. I'm like, yo, you just ate. Like,
Belly ain't but so big.
You like Steve, but like, damn, I didn't even eat yet.
so yeah, that's crazy.
So how old is your son now?
He's 4 months. He's gonna be 5.
Damn, already?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah,
He's gonna be 5 on the 12th.
That's what's up.
Yeah, he's about to be 5 months.
Before you know it, you're gonna be a year walking around, breaking shit.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you. So growing up, because I knew Fonzie for years. We all knew Fonzie for years. So growing up,
I knew Fonzie when he was skinny.
when he was
Still skinny. Bad joke. That was cool though.
growing up, I know like your lifestyle was like different from what your lifestyle was. How it was growing up in Brooklyn, basically, and you had to acclimate to your life to your surroundings, basically. I know Saya, growing up, Saya was always outside. He was the kid that was always outside. I was always inside because my parents was always out working, and I couldn't go outside. You was probably always outside.
Yeah, I was always outside.
Yeah. So, do you feel like your child? How do you want him to get raised? You want him to still be a little bit outside and a little bit inside, or?
I want it to be both, like, because like just to have friends, you can't because. For him to be inside all the time, I don't know. I feel like those kids, like, they weird. Yeah. Like, they don't.
It's not true. I was inside all the time.
No, but
You are weird.
Wait, he said weird.
but you was outside playing though.
Nah.
The other kids, you was outside.
Hell no.
What?
My mom and dad worked. They cooked it. My mom cooked us breakfast. Then she went to work. So they didn't come home till like 8. We wasn't allowed to go outside because something could happen. I said, there's no one
and
watching
nobody was
us.
around. Yeah.
And plus, like, no one could let nobody know that we're in the house by ourselves. They had to work.
You're the oldest, right?
Nah, my brother's the oldest.
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh yeah.
So he was watching me. We was watching each other because he's only a year older than me. So we were just sitting there watching each other. We couldn't really go out. Like, we'll sneak out once in a while. But if, like, you know, back then, if the neighbors see you outside,
They
and they
tell them,
know
yeah.
your
They're
parents,
snitching, it's a little
they're
different.
definitely snitching. They letting them know. So I wasn't, like, my outside was I took extra long to get home from school.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was me
Detour.
being outside. Yeah, I took extra long. Oh, nah, I had to stay after school. Whole time I was just outside.
Yeah.
But
I
shit,
wasn't really-
once you finally got outside, your ass ain't fucking go back in. So here we are.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, but I want to be both. So he could be like a people person. So if he's inside all the time and he just act like weird, like he never
Anxiety and shit.
Don't interact with nobody.
Yeah. I want him to be like, you know,
But-
like just.
I mean, as a parent, right? I mean, obviously, you know, we're all parents, right? It's like me. I want my kids to be mindful of what's outside. You know what I'm saying? I want them to be able to know how to move.
Right.
You know, with what's going on. I don't want somebody to walk up to them like, oh, I'm kicking this fly. So what size is it? Like, I want them to know like what's happening in the moment. You know what I'm saying? And like to be able to move and you know what I'm saying. I want my kid to, you know, at least my son more than anything else, to be able to defend himself.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You know, stuff like that. But at the same time too, the streets is fucking crazy. So I don't want him running the streets because he's allowed to, you know, be outside. Like I guess for me to put it away would be, my kid could be outside on the sidewalk, but not afraid to cross the street.
That's a good
You know what I'm
way to
saying?
say that.
So,
But it's hard though. Like once your kids is outside, you get
They keep going further
wrapped
and
up in all
further.
that. I
Yeah.
know. I work in a high school, and I know kids who come from a bunch of Tyreeks. They come from very good homes, but they just want to be part of the life. Like, and I have to keep. I probably say this maybe 3 or 4 times a day to like 3 or 4, 5 different students, and I let them know like, yo, high school. It's not like you see it on TV, bro. There's no jocks, popular kids. It's not, bro. That's not like that. We're in Brooklyn. I just speak for Brooklyn.
high school is not like
Brooklyn
that.
is not like that. So everyone is cool. There's ain't really no. I was popular in high school, but I was also friends with the weirdos because everyone is cool. You don't really.
It ain't like that small town type
It's
of
not.
thing.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
not.
like I
And I
see-
tell them
yeah.
like, yo, you don't have to fit in, bro. You don't have to be something you're not because
yourself.
everyone. Like I got where I'm at right now, this far from just being me. I'm always me, no matter what. I'm me at work. I'm me anywhere. I'm just me. It's just.
but I think a big part of that is a lot of people in general, right? Even as adults, a lot of people lack like self-confidence, self-esteem. So they feel like I gotta go kind of with the herd if I want to at least, you know, try to fit in. Because there are, I mean, granted, it's not like, you know, like Saved by the Bell type shit, but there are some social constructs. Like the kids who's getting all the OD fly shit, they're gonna a little stand out versus the kids who can only get like, you know, the
But that
vans,
is
stuff
not
like
true,
that.
bro.
They
But
do
let
stand
me speak
out.
for my high school, the high school that I work at.
Oh, you work
That
at
is not true. It's about 400 kids in my high school. So everyone, you gotta know each other. It's 400. We're on one floor. And that's how most
there's
of the
no
schools.
separate floors
That's how
anymore?
most of the schools are now. It's like
Yeah.
you're in a building, but they use like 7 schools in one building. You get like this little corner, and that little corner is probably you have 200 like total classmates.
But when we went to high school, it wasn't like
Nah,
that.
it wasn't
In my
like
school, I
that.
had
It wasn't.
5,000
Yeah,
kids.
me too. It
So
wasn't like
it
that.
was
Different
not
floors,
like that.
like
It
four or
wasn't like
five
that.
floors.
Like me being popular, it took time. Like
But that's what I'm saying. So
you're right. I'm talking about now, but back then, like I was one of the flyest kids in the world. Like that's how.
I had to sprinkle that in there.
I had to.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So even still nowadays, right, it's a little different because it's such a smaller group. So there's not much to separate from. But you said 4,000. My graduating high school class was 1,200 kids. So it was
I said
way
400.
different. No, that's what I'm saying. Your whole school is 400.
Yeah.
My graduating class
mine
was
well, now
1,200.
My graduating class was close to when they was closing everything down. So it was probably like 98 of us. But yeah, we was the last. No, we was before the last time like they had South Shore with South Shore.
Right.
Yeah, we was the last.
That's what I'm saying. So
very
it's
last.
so us me growing up, because that's the only experience I have. Like it was definitely different. Like certain things made you separate. Like if you played sports, it automatically upped you a certain way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You had fly gear, it was a certain way. If you was a weirdo, then you know you was with the weirdo kids, but you was probably buying motherfuckers at McDonald's. You had the Haitian shit because
the stink corner.
like, all of that shit, it happens or whatever, right? And kind of, kind of one of the other reasons that we wanted Fonz on the show, right? Because I wanted to get your perspective on it, right? So it's not a secret of any sort of thing, right? So you're in a gang, right? So
Yo, Sid.
you're Crip, and like walk us through how like you went from just being a regular kid, not necessarily you're not a regular kid, but being a kid and then finding yourself in that atmosphere. Like, how did you get there?
Yo, no lie, I'm gonna tell you this. When I show him this, he gonna laugh. But I was actually tricked. Like, no, deadass, bro.
Chris was like, gotcha.
Niggas was like, yo, we gonna go play ball. Just pull up to the park or whatever. Cause I was always like around them. Mm-hmm. So I was like, all right, cool, we're gonna go to the park. And then
They put you in a square?
No, dead ass, bro. Like they literally was like, yo, you ain't gotta do nothing. You just gotta fight for like a few seconds and then you good. You ain't gotta do too much. So I'm like, all right. At that right there, like I was going to the park thinking I'm gonna just play ball and then you just like four of them. And then it was just like, yo, now you know what I mean? You always with us, shit, you might as well.
That's crazy.
And
Boom, Crip.
right there.
Right.
Shit,
So
easy.
let
I'm
me
about to start out. Shit, easy. I'm about to start out.
Ain't that easy.
So that's a lot different than a lot of people that I know's situations. So
Ain't that easy.
so
First of all, when that happened, it was like, nah, his shit isn't official because certain niggas wasn't there.
He had to do it again.
I did that shit again, bro.
I'm saying, but now this time you prepared.
Now you know, but now you know.
You prepared. Now I know.
Now hold on, all right, that's what I wanted. So through that, what's your thought process? Like, if fake happened, right? Now you're like, nah, I gotta happen again. No, I'm saying I was like, if fake happened, and you kind of already got into it, so it's like you gotta do it again. So it's like, yeah, like damn,
I was
like
scared as shit.
it's like tell me the thought process. Like, damn, do I want to still do this, or it's like to yourself you had a choice or not? Do you feel you had a choice or?
No. I feel like I ain't had it.
Because these people that you hung around.
Because you didn't want to look pussy too at the same
That's
time.
another thing too. Is like, yo, damn, like now niggas gonna say, oh, you a bitch, nigga. You might as well did it. You might as well do it now, like again, like all the real rights is there. So it's like,
So
alright, fuck
if you had a choice, if the first time that happened, if you had a choice, niggas, they would have asked you, what would you have done then if you can think back to that moment?
If I had the mindset now,
No, not the mindset now, but
Oh.
if you were back then and they were like, yo, listen, bro, we trying to put you down, what's up? What would you have said?
I would have said no.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have said no. Like I said, that's why I got tricked. So it was just like,
Fuck it, nigga, I'm about to see you get beat on.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
Because I ain't gonna lie, that's a fear that I have, like for my children and all kids growing up, right? Because like I understand what the gang mentality is, right? And I understand why certain people might gravitate towards that. Like some people might not have like any family or the siblings, anybody kind of hold them down. Some people do it because they might have been like those weirdo kids and want to be cool, or they might need protection.
Yo, let's stop calling them weirdos, bro.
Nah, I think you might get flagged for that. For real.
The kids who were, hell no, fuck that shit. Let me tell you exactly why. Because we're
So we need this podcast.
yo, let me tell you why.
We
Because
got this far.
Because when you say weirdos, it's not like just like them. Because there might be some kids who might have had fly stuff or whatever, but they were still like they were just off to themselves. They might have been loners, or they might have done weird shit. Like this kid who's fucking eating glue. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like some people did weird things.
They weren't weird, they just did weird things.
All right, Stranger Things. So
that's
for
a
those,
good way for it.
That's cool.
all right, so there were definitely people who were not what back then would be considered the norm, right? So they were looking for like a belonging and things of that sort. But I feel like for my kids, and for all our kids, honestly, and that's what I mean. Where like not want them like be running the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like I want them to know like you. That's not like if you have an option, if that presents itself to you, like that's not something you have to do. You know what I'm saying? Because there are things that come along with that. It's not just being like Steve and rocking Mad Blue. Like it's not just a fashion statement. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of shit that comes along with it that you are now a part of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what would you tell? How old were you when that happened?
Shit, I was 12 years old, bro.
Wow.
Well, shit, my parents wasn't letting me go to KP by myself at 12.
I was 12.
Nigga, been crippin' since crippin'.
So
Damn.
at 12 years old, what would you tell a 12-year-old right now who you might see potentially go into that predicament?
So right now, I still be trying to tell them that, like, especially now, this gang shit is like, it's not it. Like, it's not like how it was before. Like,
Before it was a little fun, right?
it was.
Coming from another gangster. God damn.
It was. But it's like now, like, it's yeah, I would tell them, the gang is not it. Just be yourself. I mean, go to school, or if you want to just be fly. You don't need a gang to get like.
So
You felt like back then you needed a gang to get like.
You know what's crazy? No, real talk, and I know everybody could vouch for, like, the gang members was getting all the bitches in high school.
certain bitches.
Certain.
Yeah.
But I didn't see.
Nah, I was getting all the bitches. I don't know about the-
No,
the
but
gang
like
members.
that was back then. That was the thing.
Yeah.
It was the thing. Like, it was like, oh yeah, he's a gang guy. Like, they was I didn't see like dirty gang members.
That's a
like,
fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, the fuck? Like, dirty gang members get the bitches. Like, everything was dirty. They flag, everything. It was, that ass, like, they was getting the bitches. So it was like,
That's crazy. Dirty flag is crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah,
bro.
buy a new one,
Like,
bro.
damn, bro, watch that. It was a dollar.
Put it in that
That's
work.
because they mother wash their clothes and they can't let their mother know they Crip. So you can't slide the flag.
Bro,
in
go to the beauty
laundry.
supply store and buy it's $1.
Let's get another one. All right, so
yeah, I would tell them, you don't.
so back to what you're saying, like the advice, right? So you saying you won't tell a kid to, like, you will tell someone like 12-year-old, just be yourself, be that,
be
right?
yourself,
But what if this kid is like gangster already? This kid's like, he already like on that path. Like, he's already like, he already seen stuff. Parents not around already. He already kind of gravitating to that road anyway. So what would you still tell that? Because he's not trying to get fly. He not trying to be weird. He already doing street shit already.
So I would, like, my way, like, my for instance, my nephew, he seen all that, like, and then I had to show him, like, yo, I could go to other hoods that certain niggas can't. Like, I could show, like, you don't, like, why you need to, like, to be in, because certain gang members can't even go up the block. You know what I'm saying? So I had to show him, like, I would go, like they be like, oh, man, no criminals can't go over there. I'll go over
We
there.
ain't no blocks on that.
Then I'm not making no blocks, but if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll go over. I had to, like, take them and I go over there and he still show me love. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, you don't gotta be a dick rider, basically. Like,
Son,
There
that's
you
the
go.
biggest thing, bro.
you gotta be a dick
I
rider.
tell these
good
kids
advice.
every day, and I try not to say it like that, because I work in a
They
school.
may
I'm
not
not trying
understand it
to.
that way either.
They would if I tell them
I
that
think
way,
if you
feel
said it
like
that way, they
they're
gonna get that
they'll
shit.
understand it
Yeah,
more.
but
I work in a
can't.
school.
Yeah.
I can't really tell you not to be a dick rider. But if I'm mine, I'm trying to tell them, like, yo, be yourself, bro. You don't have to be someone else. Bro, but I'm thinking, like, bro, you a dick rider. Like, you don't have to be a dick rider.
I think a big problem now is like, I think it's so much harder for the kids this day and age, right? Because back when we was growing up,
There's no music too. Like, they didn't have like, when we was growing up, they didn't have like
the drill.
So I'm riding on my op, sliding the op music.
stuff like that too. And people that's our age that's rapping
That's facts.
and that's getting
Not even our age. These little niggas is, or you meant like their age.
Their age.
Yeah, so I'm saying we had a little bow wow and shit. Like,
So I think a big thing too is like, obviously with social media, the entire world has changed, right? So because like when we was growing up, like say somebody say like I was from Junction, so I didn't know what it was. So if somebody got put down and been crip or whatever, like you wasn't finding out probably till the next time you seen that person or you see them doing some shit. Now, 3 minutes later, it's on Instagram, it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, the information is so much out there. So kids are gravitating and seeing this shit so much more in their face. And like you said, on top of the music, being down with that shit, Because when I was growing up, gangsters ain't do nothing but come to the parties and pull up, get a couple bottles and chill. Now they in the party, just, you know what I'm saying? Hey, hold on, I'll be back. Do some shit. Exactly. Oh shit, my shit fell. You know what I'm saying?
Pulling out they satchel.
Yeah, little man purse.
That's a fact. It's definitely a different world, and it's as a parent, like, it definitely scares me because it's like
It's more dangerous.
because you know what else is, you know what's happening else is going on too. You got a lot of Bradens out there. You got a lot of kids who like I said, you know some kids who, you from the hood. You know what I'm saying? You want to join the gang because everybody on your block, everybody around you, it's Crip, blood, whatever you are. So you're like, fuck it, I'm around everybody here anyway. I might as well be down. That's just another layer of like protection and belonging. But then you also got these kids who live in a house in Queens with a big ass backyard, puppy, full meal, full fridge, full belly, and it's like
that's the Tariq.
Bruh,
That's what it is.
It's the Bradens.
Braden works.
Braden's works. His family got long white money, and he still want to do this
That's
shit.
why I don't. That's
No, it's a difference because Braden family never was in the streets at all. Ghost came from it and found the better life, got out and want to show Tariq, you don't got to do what I did.
Right.
Braden never had no clue. He probably see some videos and like, oh no, that shit lit. I mean, I want to do
That's
this.
why Effie told him like, you came in
chose
this
him.
joint. You chose this joint.
This ain't
You gotta go all the way. Like, now you can't just pick and choose.
Like
what you
now
wanna
this
do.
shit too gangster.
And that's the difference between, like, these kids need to understand, once you open that door, you're allowing anything to come through
Especially
that door.
if you open that door.
You can't decide what comes through the door, how it comes through the door.
You already open the
It's
door.
like you open the door. The door's open.
Yeah,
Anyone's
yeah.
coming through, whatever they want to deal with you or whatever they want to do. That's how it's going down. And there's no way you can pick and choose when you want to. You understand?
Like time I need a door.
Do you wonder that see how we talking about like the separation? Because sometimes because we all want our kids to have better. So then at some points, then whatever you experience. We all experience pretty much in the same realm of the same thing. You don't have to be a gang member in the sense to kind of experience gang situations.
Yeah, facts.
But then you don't want your kid to have it. So I know you say you want them best of both worlds. Like a kid like Braden, he wants to be in it because he doesn't know nothing about it. So it's almost the sense you want to kind of, would you say that you want your child to be, how can I put it? Because you don't want to throw them to the wolves either. But then you want them to have at least some type of experience in it, because a lot of times it seems to be like the kids that got money, they didn't even want to be doing the extra stuff. They didn't really want to go find drugs. But the kid that's surrounded, we grow around drugs. I ain't on drugs, but then the kid that don't even have no complete separation from it will be the one that become an addict on something.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So it's just like, what do you even, as parents, even for all five of us, it's like how you even get in that scenario to try to figure out what would be the fair, I guess, ratio of the reality to protection. It's kind of like, matter of fact, perfectly. Remember when we talked, what was that episode where Will Smith was talking to Kevin Hart, and he was just like, he did his kids a disservice by protecting them so much. So if you could, as parents, you could probably protect your kids so much that you putting him to the wolves, because then a wolf come, you don't know what a wolf like, because you kept them away from him the whole time.
You don't know what like.
So what y'all think on that? Like,
So it's hard. It's extremely hard.
It's hard.
It's hard because you can. The only way I see it can possibly happen is if you just talk on experience. Me personally, I wasn't in the streets like that, but I knew a lot of people in the streets, Saya. Fonzie, I knew a lot of people in the streets. So I could speak on. It's always something you can speak. I knew, for me, there's a lot of things I didn't do based off what I heard. Like, if you have a circle, they'll let you know, and I'll hopefully be part of my son's circle where I can just guide him and let him know, like, yo, I did this. I'm telling you, this was the outcome. Chances are you're gonna do whatever you want to do, but I'm letting you know this was one of the outcomes. So this can happen.
This was gonna happen.
It can happen.
Yeah.
Everybody outcome is never the same, so it can happen.
Be honest.
Like, I knew growing up, I'm like, I know one of my good friends, he had sex with a girl. She said she was pregnant. She was never pregnant. And then he had sex with her again, now without a condom, because you're already pregnant.
YOLO.
Now she got pregnant for real. Like, you understand that? Now growing, and once he told me that, I knew that's a situation I would never get myself in, because I knew this is just off of his experience, but I'm like, I'm going to just take his experience and make it mine.
Yeah,
That's the only way I feel like we could.
I mean, I agree. But you know what it is? It's like, it seems to be that people have that sense of thing too, where it's just like, cause you didn't experience it, and then let's say they always go to the other side, like I didn't experience this, so I want to go there. Like when we always joke around like Power and talk about Tyreek and stuff. Tyreek had no reason to be living the life that he lives. But that's, even though it's a show, but it's reality. I've seen kids you don't even come from that, and you're trying to live that life. And then I could, like myself, like we all could tell our kids scenarios, because I said we ain't grow up in the suburbs or something like that. So we all trying to move to ourselves to that situation. But then there's something that we didn't experience that the kids gonna want to experience too. Like it's still the challenge, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can talk about the gang violence, you can talk about that, but then, do we have experience on, I don't know, something wild? Like you was never on crack or coke or whatever like that.
It?
If you wasn't, but just in general, like the reality is like cause my pops doesn't know, he can't tell me he didn't do it. I want to try it now. You know what I'm saying? That's usually where you want to experience things because nobody else can tell you about. That's really where
I think a big part of trying to navigate that is, we always talk about communication, right? But I also feel like it's something Steve mentioned before. Like when you see your kids and you learn like their communication, and you see how they are and how they move, and so like, all right, like when he was 10 versus when he's 11, he's looking at things a little differently. Like, what, you in the car? You know what? I'm gonna commit suicide. I'm gonna give you the aux cord. Cause I know you can play some bullshit that's gonna kill me, but let me just see what you're into. Like, who is that? What's going on with that? Like tap into the kids, not just be like, turn that shit off, or what the hell are you watching?
Because that's your moment to open. That's the door they opening. Like
because a lot of parents shut the door and be like, I don't want to hear that shit. What I had back in the day was good. That's it. And our parents did that to us, like, turn that shit off, or why are you wearing that, or like it's so funny. Till this fucking day, bro. Till this day.
My mother too.
My mom, if I go by my mom's crib, like I was always the type where like I said, I wasn't in the streets, but I was never afraid to cross the street. So I was whatever I wanted. It wasn't like, oh man, cause my hood is Crips.
You see me? Big blue.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I know like where my hood is all Crip, but I like wearing red. Like that's like my color.
It's your color.
And my color. And no, it's not my favorite color, but it's my currently my seasonal color. Yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna wear that. But no one's gonna tell me, you don't wear that. So I'll go by my mom's crib, check on her, or some shit like that. She'll be like, you're gonna wear that outside? I'm fucking 34 years old. Like, what are we talking about right now? But I understand where she's coming from, because in her mind, when we were kids and we're still always gonna be her children, she's like, I didn't want them outside like that because I know something possibly could happen.
Yeah.
But rather than having a conversation with me, it's still just a fearful, shut the door, lock me in the house, only wear all black or all white if you're Jamaican, but whatever.
Can't even wear black nowadays.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like at this point, you don't, like, what are you gonna do?
You don't know,
I want my kids to be able to understand, like, all right, like this is why certain things are this way. Like if you want to be, like, I want to be able to explain for it. If you have a question, come to me, ask me about it. I don't want you to go venture off and figure it on out. And then now I'm gonna have to be like fucking, what's the guy, Charles Bronson in a fucking 38 Magnum killing the neighbor. Like what are we doing right now?
Let me ask you a question. You said that though. I get it. I agree with you. I'm 37 years old. Like I'm not thinking.
Damn.
I know. I'm old nigga. But I'm like, you're not thinking about the. I'm beautiful though, right? But I ain't thinking about the like you said, you're 30.
30. That's it.
You're 30.
No,
31. But then we're not living that life. So yeah, you're gonna wear this. Yeah, you know the scenario, but you're wearing it like, I'm not involved in nothing. So then I could wear this, whatever. But then the reality is, our kids, them kids. I mean, I hate to even call them dumb, but y'all are kind of dumb in a sense because he wear red. He can't have the mentality like you. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not 34. He's 16. He's 15. So you're gonna sit there and say you can wear. You're not gonna say you can wear whatever you want, because you do have to school your kid that you gotta be careful where you're going wearing them colors. Because at the end of the day, them kids don't have the common sense to understand that just because you're wearing a color, you ain't that. Because we were those kids that you couldn't wear those certain colors because it's the same thing. It's the same recurring thing. Yeah. So I get it. I could tell my kid, like, I could walk around like I'm gonna wear a red hoodie. I don't care because I'm not gang affiliated. I'm not anything. But then I'm also a grown man. They might be not gonna look at me like you're a threat. But then now a 16-year-old kid, 15-year-old kid walking to a spot with a red hoodie on, he is a threat to that kid that's 15, 16 years old. So how do we...
See, the way the question, the answer to that, right? That's why having family helps out. You gotta have gang member families. When they press you.
Or gang member family friends.
I ain't gonna lie, I was gonna say that. I was gonna get to that.
So when that happens, they press you, you be like, yo, you gotta say big homie name, you might be good. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm bringing up the conversation for conversation.
But there's some kids that
don't have that.
That can't come like that.
And that's the ones I'm talking about. Really.
In that situation, when that comes, I ain't gonna lie. That's when you start learning life.
But that's what happened to me. I want to say I was getting on the 6 bus on Dorchester.
Oh my God.
If you're from Brooklyn, Flatbush, you know what color's not the way over there. So I'm getting on the 6 bus, just going to South Shore. This had to be my freshman year. I had on this all red Dickie suit. Right?
Oh, you wild. You was West Coast blooded. You wildin',
Oh, it was Valentine's Day. It was Valentine's Day. I had this all red
Dickie on your feet.
I had on some white some red laces.
Oh my God. Even worse.
In your mind, you in the crib. I'm about to kill it right now.
I'm killing it.
Your mind is exactly.
My Dickie suit was like custom made. Like one of my mans, he paint sprayed it, Lola bugs on the back. They kissing.
He's fucking the game up.
But they try to fuck me up. So I get to Dorchester, I'm waiting for the bus. So I said, yo, what that red be like? I looked at him, I said, bro, it's Valentine's Day. I said, bro, it's Valentine's Day, what do you mean? He said, all right, and just walked away. I'm like, okay, all right. Because if you would have run around the corner, got a couple niggas, it would have been crazy.
It is sad.
I didn't grow up in Flatbush. I grew up in a blood neighborhood. So I had to go through that like
every day.
Lot. Like, I was like, fuck this. Like, I'm gonna wear everything blue. Everything blue.
You wanted to smoke.
Shit. Obviously. It was like, fuck it, this what it is now. It's like, and all the older dudes that was living on that block, like they all was blood. They was like way older. It was up with this little nigga. Why you always
nigga testing us? Missing the night?
This nigga always has blue. And one time I had the blue rag on. I was walking
on the left side. Yeah, that's the Crips side.
I had the blue rag on, and the nigga they was like, you know, all the neighbors neighborhood they always have like the toughest, like you know what I mean, like oh yeah, that's the wildest nigga in the hood. And then that nigga came. He's like, yo, you low? I was like, yeah, you know what I mean? You know, he's like, nah, let me holler at you. Let me talk to you. He's like, you Crip? I was like, yeah. He was like, all right, you tough. I like that. And he was just letting me rock. But it wasn't easy. Like it was.
It sound easy.
Yeah, I make it sound. But
more shit happened in between.
Yeah, it was like little dumb shit. Like they was trying to make me like, yo, go across the street. Like go.
Don't walk through.
Go walk the street or walk around. I was like, man, fuck this. I'm not doing this. Like, fuck that. I was like, nah. I was like, and it was fucked up because the other little ones that was like that was like my age, I would put them in that predicament because they wasn't gang members. But they always wanted to. I mean, this is like, but it was like
by association type shit.
You got some niggas banging off for no reason,
bro.
Damn, Fonz fucked up.
Fonz here.
Back to what Styles was saying, right? I think one of the ways to combat what your question was, like for me, what I do, like in my neighborhood, like if I'm going out like with my daughter or whatever the case may be, like we walk right through. Like there's no, people walk. Yeah, you could tell how some people be timid. Like they walk and they, whatever. Like no, we walk head up, shoulders back. Like we walking right through there because like we live here. So if something happens,
can't avoid it.
Honest to God, if something happens, there's only one option. Like, y'all gonna have to y'all just have to kill me because there's no way I'm not gonna come back. Like, so it's like, what's the point of all of this? On top of that, we was in homeroom together. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we all in the same place or whatever. But I do that to make sure for two things. One, she's a female, right? So make sure that the motherfucker be wilding, or I'm saying like that, so they understand like, oh yo, this is homie's kid. Like, we're gonna have some sort of respect. And quite honestly, I found in my experiences, most like neighborhoods or whatever where the gang members like live where they stay or whatever, they respect that. They respect where they stay at. They're not really trying to shit where they eat. Like, oh, why would I violate somebody who fucking lives here? Like that makes no fucking sense. You know what I'm saying? But then you do have those assholes, whatever. But not to say that because you also have people who's not gang affiliated who are pieces of shit too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like last summer, there was a dude, Crip, in my hood or whatever, and I don't know what he was on. I don't know if he was on crack, whatever. He was fucked up. and he was walking in the neighborhood and he was bothering like the ladies in the neighborhood. The rest of them niggas beat his ass. Like, yo, like, what are you doing, bro? Like we all stay over here. Like, don't be disrespecting women and kids and all that type of shit or whatever. And they beat his ass. But that doesn't happen everywhere. So all in all, I say this to say, like, if I have the opportunity to avoid my kids even being in that situation, I will do what I can to do that. Yeah. You know? And it goes, hard, I think, having a it is definitely hard.
To be honest, I ain't gonna lie. My biggest thing right now is that I'm gonna be so open with MJ to the point where, like, I'm gonna come to him. Like, I got so many fucking stories. I just can't wait to be in the crib. I'm just gonna tell her.
Bro.
I'm like, listen. I'm gonna tell him so much stories that
he gonna. I'm not going outside with
he gonna be like, yo, I'm not saying it to like scare him, but I'm gonna say like, yo, this is shit that I seen.
You saying it to scare him?
Nah. I ain't gonna scare him. But I mean, if he gets scared in the process, that's on him. But I got so much stories like it's stories I want to tell him, like certain shit like, yo, listen, I can't wait to tell him this shit. Yeah. But like I think, but by doing that in a sense, it will help him understand.
It was doing what it's done for me. You speak off of someone else's experience.
But then the flip side, he might hear that, but some kids still will understand that, still want to go see that.
Exactly.
It goes
both ways.
It's cool. Go experience it, because I know when I was little, I done mad shit. I know my mom like, yo, but it took me from getting locked up a few times for me like, yo, to myself, yo, this is fucking stupid. Like, yo, what the fuck am I doing? You know what I'm saying? It took me, like, I knew certain shit. I still went and did dumb shit. And I was like, yo, even like high school, like, I was just doing bunch of dumb shit. I was to the point where I wasn't even coming to school. School
up at Lincoln.
So coming to school, so going to school for me wasn't for like academics and like going to pass. And the sad part was, in school, look at any of my report card, I was not a bad kid. I just didn't want to go to school. I thought everything outside of school was fucking fun. I was going to fucking Lincoln. I was cutting school to go to school. That's the most dumbest shit ever.
I thought he went there.
No, I didn't go to Lincoln. I never went to Lincoln. I was just there. I was in there. Funny. That to me was just like, but I had to learn. And like, it brought up to me to learn the process where I was like, all right, because I never forget, I got locked up at like 15, 16. Me and my man did some dumb shit. Got locked up. Then I'm like, damn. Find the case, going to school, find the case. That's like the most craziest fucking shit ever. Yeah. Then I'm like, I was young at this time. I wanted taking the plea deal. Like, yo, fuck it, because I'm like, yo, I ain't trying to go to jail. Fuck that. I ain't going to jail. I'm taking the plea deal. Boom, 5 years probation. Boom. So I'm like, damn, fuck. I'm like, I was tight. I was tight. I took the plea deal. My man went fourth the case and he beat it. I was like, oh, you motherfucker. I was tight. I was like, damn, son. But I don't think I would have beat it in trial because of what happened. But so after that whole spill, I was like that shit shook me up. I'm like, yo, nah, like this shit, I gotta tone it down. You know what I'm saying? It took me something like that to happen. So I toned it down. Then I realized like, yo, it's back in the days, like, you be in school 3 years, but niggas like, yeah, I'm a junior. Like, nigga, let me see your credits. Nigga really is fucking freshman still. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I was coming up my senior year of high school, like senior year, I didn't have senior credits. I had probably like 29 credits. And I'm like, yo, it's no way I'm graduating this year. I'm like, yo, it's impossible. It's no way. So I made a conscious decision, like, yo, my head was like, I'm not doing 5 years of high school. I'm like, I'm not doing 5 years of high school. I'm not going for a GED. So I'm like, yo, I gotta graduate this year, straight up. Whatever I gotta do it. I took the initiative and I went to a program we spoke about before, OES. It's an alternative program. Put me in an alternative school, and in that alternative school, I was able all the way in fucking Harlem, because I was like, yo, I can't be in fucking Brooklyn. Brooklyn is not gonna work. It's just not.
Too much
in the school I go to in Brooklyn, I'm gonna know somebody. Then I'm gonna start doing the same dumb shit I was doing. I'm like, yo, I gotta get fucking out of Brooklyn. I went to Harlem. One year in Harlem, graduated. I made all those credits. Cause that school, I ain't gonna alternative school. I don't know if it's that school or the system.
Alternative schools in general. You could gain
these niggas give you fucking
credits in 1 year.
Yo, they give you. I got more than that. I graduated with like 47 credits.
Like what we needed was like 40 or something.
44 or some shit. Son, and alternative school give you a credit for literally
showing up
everything. Like, yo, I went there that year. I was active. I did a radio show. I was on the basketball team. I went and got a job from the motherfuckers.
So you graduated before you?
But yeah, like the last 3 months of school, I literally didn't have to go to school. Like I was just coming there just to fuck around.
For the attendance.
But what I can say at that time of my life, that school, me doing that was probably the best decision I ever made. I mean, it was kind of fucked up. School I went to in Harlem, and I know research on the school. The teachers them like, yo, go to the school I went. First day I'm walking there, this school is in the fucking projects. So I'm sitting here like, oh shit, how did all the schools why did I pick this?
But it's crazy
So then it was like Harlem versus Brooklyn. Then I had to cut across the project, get to the A train. Or the 2 and the 3 was for. It was like you had to cut the projects at some point. So I'm like, damn. Then it's 3 Brooklyn niggas on the whole school. Everybody from Harlem. I'm like,
everybody knows you.
But I'm like, yo, I'm repping this Brooklyn shit. Niggas ain't gonna fuck that, nigga. I'm repping this Brooklyn shit.
Say you out the hood, but can't take the hood out.
Yeah. So niggas know I'm from Brooklyn. It was whatever. But long story long, fucking I did the school, graduated, wound up changing it. Like I still had some bad habits and shit, but I was in my process, my turning point. So I wound up getting my first job ever from that school. And I felt like that turning school benefited me in so many ways that I felt regular school wouldn't. Because back in regular school, 5,000-7,000 kids. A turning school is a smaller group, and they expose you to more options. And I was better off. They gave me my first job. I'm at fucking
so you
supermarket.
Had different. You saw things bigger than what you would have saw in a regular
place. So let me ask you something. So based on your experience right there, right? Because you've given us a piece of that story in the past. Do y'all feel like if we had more like community outreach to like let kids know like, yo, that's an option available to you? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes they join the life and then they just fucking I'm outside all the time. And they're like, yo, I don't even know what the fuck to do now. I ain't going back to high school, nigga. I'm gonna be a fucking freshman while I'm fucking 25. But if they had the option, if people knew, maybe we could try to help them and feel like, oh, yo, listen, bro, there's this program, like try this, do that what you gotta do or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these kids ain't really been, like if they get locked up a couple of days, you know what I'm saying, chilling, but they ain't really sitting up. Like for instance, the 14-year-old got shot, 2 kids got shot in the mall in KP a couple weeks ago, right? Yeah. One of the dudes they picked up was 19, got caught 2 months ago with 4 burners. Yeah. 4, 19. And he's out on bail on the streets. It's crazy. To go shoot somebody again with a new piece that they didn't take. Yeah, that's you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
I feel, this is just me, I strongly feel like kids should have that big school setting. Like, how they doing now when they broke the schools up? I think it's the best thing they probably ever could have did. And me going to the turning school in the process, I done shit that like people, like they put me in positions and so much shit where I was a fucking delegate in the UN. Every year they have a delegate like conference thing, you in the UN in the city, literally in the building, in the seats, and people around the world come. And they selected my dumb ass to go there. It was like, it was like some crazy, that shit was like life changing, because like I'm around people from like Hungary, fucking Africa, fucking all over the world, these smart ass kids. I'm saying like, what the fuck? So what happens, how it works is that the school selected people that they feel could do it, right? A group of y'all. A group of y'all and they give y'all a topic, and we have to like research and basically go in front of everybody, like it's like probably about almost 10,000 people, different people, and speak about like a crisis that's going on, and you got to speak about it and give solutions and do all this smart shit that I wasn't really like giving a fuck about.
What was your topic?
But I forgot. But I'm saying, but that experience was so fun because it was a weekend thing, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They paid for fucking. It was funded by like the government, so like. We stayed in the motherfucking Hyatt on 40 Deuce from Grand Central. Like
by the Capitol Grill over there.
Yeah, right there. So like all paid for. I'm in high school like, yo, this is fun. We every day we was doing many conferences in the hotel. Then the Sunday was the day that we went to the actual UN building. I might try to find a picture. Like we in the fucking UN.
That's dope.
Sitting in the seats. And that shit was just fucking fun. Like I know that shit was fun. I'm like, damn, the hood don't.
In high school, they wouldn't even.
Like that shit.
Yeah, you wouldn't have that.
So you don't even have all the options in the
sense. The thing is, because I worked in high school, it's dealing with 5. You cannot, and I don't know what made them think that it's possible. So there's no way you can satisfy the needs of 5,000 students, bro. There's no way.
1,000
out of that
5,000,
out of that 5,000, maybe 900 of them or top students who can manage on their own, can figure it out. Mm-hmm. And then you got
the other 4,100.
Yeah, just lost.
I ain't gonna hold you. That's exactly how it was in high school for me. In high school, I figured, I know what I'm doing. The class I got, boom, boom. I ain't gonna hold you. I spoke to my guidance counselor twice through all 4 years of high school.
Me too.
My freshman year,
that's
because
why I was in
my
trouble.
freshman year, because you had
I spoke to him a
to.
lot.
My freshman year, because you had to, and then I made her review my. That's how it is. I went and I printed my own college applications, to all the
your shit was
schools, do all that
different,
shit.
Yeah.
You went to
Nah.
Midwood, bro.
She
What does that matter?
She said it was like, bro. She said it was like jail, bro. Like, it was
You went to
literally
one of
like-
the top schools in Brooklyn.
But you got to understand, in Midwood, there's 3 different, like, it's not alternative school, but there's 3 different programs, right? You got the med side kids who, like, just didn't get into the specialized schools that end up going over there, right? You got the humanities kids who are the kids who are above average, and then you got just the regular zone school kids. Most of the regular zone school kids, they just forget about.
You went there because you was zoned? I thought you were just like smart.
I went there because I was lazy.
Oh,
Because I got into Brooklyn Tech, but I didn't feel like traveling
Gotcha.
downtown. So I said, fuck it,
Now
I'll go
I see.
here because they also have a football team. Why not walk 5 minutes versus fucking got to travel where I was going?
No, my zone school was Whitman. I wasn't going. No,
Said women.
Erasmus. I wasn't going there.
Yeah.
No way. No.
But I say that to say, like, so my guidance counselor, like, what you said is actually right. I spoke to my guidance counselor twice in 4 years. My freshman year and then my senior year before I sent off my packets, like my, because when you, I don't know how it is now, but when you applied to colleges, fucking packages like this fucking thick of mad shit.
Yeah, it was-
so I gave it to them like,
Everything
huh?
Everything's online now.
Thank God.
They
for
don't
them
give a
kids
college
now.
packet no more.
So I gave her the shit.
Send a link out, click
I
that
gave her the
link.
shit, and then a week later, she was like, "Yo, everything's good." And that's I don't remember what her name is. I left it alone. But it's exactly that. Like, there's way too like seniors and freshmen were never in the building at the same time. 'Cause that's how many fucking kids were. So my senior year, I was getting out of school at fucking
11
9 o'clock in the
o'clock,
morning,
yeah. That was
and freshmen are starting at 10. But you're 100% right. I feel like alternative schools is a great solution, right? Community outreach, but I think also community outreach for kids, whether it's gang members or kids who need guidance, on people that they recognize. If you just get some councilman in a suit that shows
Nah, it
up
ain't
once
gonna work.
every 4 years, you don't give a shit.
Get a little pookie on the corner to
You
come
know
to
what I'm
class.
saying? But if you get somebody who's made it through the hood, got a good job, come through and holler at them, they know that they was banging at some point, you know what I'm saying? They respect that. I feel like it gives them a little bit more like, I can fuck with, hear what OG's trying to tell me. And I feel like, I personally don't see it a lot.
That's why my job is kind of easier for me than it is for most. I'm a young black man. I dress like this to work. Sometimes I put on a suit, so they see both sides and they can relate to it. And I'm genuine. So, some people are just doing it because it's
the job.
What
It's the
job.
job.
That's what pays.
Yeah, I'm genuine to where they feel like they can feel comfortable to come and speak to me. All of the gangsters in the school, they're not gangster when they're around me because I let them know, like, bro, you don't have to do this. Like, you really don't. Oh, I want to be like you, Mr. Remy. Yeah, one day you will. Matter of fact, you're gonna be better. But you got to get out of here first. This is where it starts. You got to get out of here first. And I let them know this every single day.
Do you think, I mean, you in the school, do you think that the lack of that, because I remember going to school, I think there were nobody that was like
Old
us in
white
school.
lady.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep,
My
old-
guy's
older
counselor
people.
was a white lady. So
remember.
the reality is, do you think that probably is I always feel is like if you don't have somebody that's teaching you that you could, because regardless of the fact, you're going to grow up to be you. A young black boy is going to grow up to be you in some shape, way, or form, or any five of us. So you can't have a room and respectfully, it's not necessarily about race, but I always say it's not racist, but it is race in a sense. Because if you don't come for the same thing, how are you going to come and tell me? Because let's be real, a black man walking in the door and a white man walking in the door, we both have two different outcomes. I don't care, and whatever, depending on what the situation is, but it is always almost the same scenario. Yeah. But now you got a young black boy coming up, and I'm listening to a white dude that's not going to have the experiences that I have in the time of going. So would you feel that? But then it's really, I mean, it's more a feeling because we have no facts on it. But then what would you say will be the more easier way to get in with these kids, like who will be our children at some point going in?
So, like I tell anybody, the biggest thing is experience. So you could be white, black. I could be white and still ain't as privileged. Because at the end of the day, I'm working in Brownsville at a high school. I'm talking like if I was a white guy. Some of the white men that work in our school, their struggles are not different. It's not the same, but it's not too far off. All the rich white men, I don't think they'll be working in a school in Brownsville.
But then, I mean, that's what I was going to ask you, because then you wonder, because I know, like, I mean, for facts is that when you go to school and you go a certain amount of years of school and you work in a low impoverished area, they get their college paid for. So a lot of times, what I realize, a lot of people come to our neighborhoods to get that free.
Those people don't last.
They don't
So
last.
those people don't last.
You're not there for that. So your goal, where I'm going with that is that their goal isn't the same as yours in a sense because they're doing it probably just
I
for
don't
the
even
job.
have a goal. I'm just like,
was
you
just
guys know me.
doing it.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
genuinely
that's what I
me.
mean in a sense.
This
but
is
not
me, and I
necessarily.
want to see you make it. Like I want to see all y'all make it, and y'all not even in high school.
Yeah.
But like, it's the same way for them. I want to see them make it. So being that they could see me, it's always about my story. I always tell them my story. I was never fly. I never had 1,000 pairs of sneakers. I didn't start having that till I got to high school. That's when my mom, she's been working a little harder. She was able to help us. She'll get us what we want. It was a little bit easier. And then I was able to work. I've been working since I was like 15, I've been working.
Yeah.
So I was able to buy my stuff. And I let them know, like, yo, I wasn't always
Like this.
like this.
Yeah.
It took
takes
time,
time.
and I worked at
working.
it because it's something I wanted. I have over 100 pair of sneakers now. You know why?
100.
I think it's more than that.
But I have them because I never did, and no one could tell me to stop buying sneakers because it's something
Nah,
that
if you want.
I want
right.
because I
That's
never
it.
had it. I have the car that I
think,
want now because I never could have it.
Kind of to sum it up, I 100% agree with Styles. Right? Like a lot of times when you see somebody who looks like you and is from where you're from, you're gonna naturally gravitate more towards that. You know what I'm saying? Like when you first walk into a brand new job, you know what I'm saying? Any of us, we scroll around.
Yeah, man.
Like if everybody's sitting down
Black
at
guy.
lunch, I'm gonna probably go sit down next to the black guy. I'm like, what you got? Because he's probably gonna have some shit, he might share. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that is more advantageous for the kids. So that's actually something I want to work on with you guys as well. Like start doing more community outreach, working for that because I feel like if the universe has privileged us enough to even have this platform, have successful careers or whatever, like I owe it back. We owe it back to helping those who are going to come after us, and not just our own children, but like all the kids. You know what I'm saying? With all of that
So I just
stuff.
had an idea. Look,
Especially now.
I can set it up. We could have an episode at the school,
Let's
like
do
in the
it.
auditorium, all 400
That'd be
kids.
dope. That would be dope.
We can speak to them. I could
All right,
definitely
let's do
set
that.
that up.
Just like a gang member, I don't know what I'm gonna wear.
There's in our school is heavy on the Crip side, but they
say
you
that.
know,
We could avoid.
I'm big homie.
General.
I'm big homie.
I'm talking about cracking.
Y'all good.
I'm coming
You feel
on
me?
that.
There's a couple folk in there, but y'all good no matter what. We just remember we in Brownsville.
So Fonz, so before every episode ends, right, we do a dad and tip, lesson, parental, or whatever of the week. Okay. So what is something that, a lesson that you would tell new fathers, black men, a piece of advice?
Even though I'm still learning, like only 4 months, but but I would say to just just be in your kid life, like just be in your child's life, like because they like a sponge, so like just try to be there as much as you can. That's really like my tip, like just guide them, just guide your child, because it could get. I feel like if you don't guide your child, it'll get left. Like, and then now you have to figure out something that you don't want to, and then it's like you don't want to figure out something that if you didn't guide them, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if you that's my best way. You just gotta guide them, be in their life, and then just
Big Crip Steve.
Yeah. So my dad and tip is.
and I learned from y'all too. So
Appreciate
That's what's
that.
up.
yeah.
My dad and tip is to be genuine. Be you. Like
Yeah.
be you at all times. I know sometimes you got to code switch, but still have yourself in there a little bit. Always be you. I could code switch, and I'm still gonna be the funny guy because that's just me.
Yeah.
And be genuine and have a purpose. Do what you're doing for you. Enjoy it.
That was beautiful, Steve. I like that one, man.
Good job, cuz.
Thank you.
All right, cool. My tip is simple, just real simple, straightforward. Listen to your parents. Just that simple. Listen to your parents, because your parents is teaching and telling you something for a reason. So don't always go against what they say or their ways of doing things. Listen to it. Not to say that listen to everything. Do what they say, like because they saying it or listen, but just listen. Not to do, listen. If you listen, it makes sense later. A lot of shit growing up, I was ignorant to it and didn't want to hear it, and now I'm looking back like, damn, I should have listened. I should listen. It's a little bit. If I just listen to take a little bit of that advice I had got, I probably wouldn't have made some mistakes. So just because some people was like me, I didn't want to. Can't tell me nothing. Still like that now a little bit, a lot of bit, but it's like because I was just so cut off. So if you gotta be open to listen. Just listen. Parents, people, anybody around, just listen.
Listen, take the advice. Anybody got to give you.
Yeah, anybody.
Y'all gonna want your kids to play sports?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, what I want, ideally, yeah, but I'll leave it up to his choice if he wants to.
You can't force it to him.
Yeah.
But the way we going, MJ gonna play some sports. He already. Like,
I already see it.
Yeah.
You already-
I'm gonna give them the exposure to have the opportunity, so they can at least know what they might like and don't not like or whatever, and then whatever they gravitate towards, I'll nurture that.
I guess she don't want. She like, how long he don't play football? I was like,
Yeah. No, my son, if he wants to play football, I want to let him play like full-on contact till like at least high school.
You make him start at high school?
No,
Pop
he can
Warner,
play.
No like Pee Wee Warner, no Pop.
Not like there are still junior or younger leagues where
Duh.
it's not full on like helmet like bone crushing contact or whatever. I want to wait till his body gets a little bit more physically developed because with everything that's going on, like even like in my experience, like I didn't start playing full on contact football till high school, and the way that my body was developed from like freshman year to senior year is so much different. But I also realized like the scientific, like the impact of hits that we were doing then at such a young age, like grade school, middle school. I don't want that for him.
I would want him to do the hitting.
I can tell.
I would want him to. I want him to be on defense.
I'd rather that too.
Yeah, I'd rather like.
But start defense first, so you know
start
how not to get hit when they get coming at you.
When they coming at you, yeah, like that's how I would.
So to keep on pace, I guess for me, my dining tip of the week would just really be, just be in tune with your children. Don't necessarily just shut out anything that they got going on, whether it's music, clothes, or whatever. Have a conversation, be in tune with them, because that's their generation. We were like that with our parents, and their parents probably were like that with their parents, and so forth, so on and so forth. So that way, when the time comes when you want to have like a real conversation about certain things, they'll be a lot more open to have a conversation with you, because it might end up being something that's extremely serious, and if you don't want to find out like, oh, they went and they did something negative, and they didn't feel comfortable having that conversation with you.
So basically, don't just shut that door. Like,
Yeah.
walk in, peek in a little bit, see what's going on.
Nah, yeah, peek and see what's going on. Knock,
Cause
like,
our parents are just that shit
like the doors open, knock, like, hey, what's going on? Checking in on you, what's going on? Yo, you wanna let's go get some, frozen ice cream, have a conversation.
No, I
see
meant
what's
like in
going
the
on.
context of if
Nah, I
they
know what
open
you're
the
saying.
door, don't just.
Yeah, don't. Listen, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just because somebody, the door's open, I mean, you got to barge in. Just still give a little knock, like, hey, I'm here. What's up?
Yeah.
My dad and tip was, I mean, honestly, it's funny. I'm not pulling your line, but it's pretty much, it is everybody's jointly. Because it's like somebody said to me one time with kids, it's like kids are pretty much little adults, little people. So, we tend as parents have a habit, you want your kids what you want your kid to be. Let your kid be what they're already destined to be in a sense. Like, we all grew up in the same sense, coming from a Haitian household, you gotta be a doctor, you gotta be a lawyer. I wasn't interested in either of those things. And I feel that sometimes as parents, we don't harness those strengths in the child because you're too busy about your weaknesses, honestly. Because you wanted to probably be a doctor, you wish you could have did those things. You're now trying to engulf your child with those things. So it's just let your kid be who they want to be. I mean, it's really jointly what we're saying, but it's like, because somebody was beefing about their child, it's like, he's not dressing like me, he's not doing this, and that. And I'm like, yeah, because it's not you. Like, you say, he's not into certain gear, stuff. I'm like, that's not because that's not what he's into. And I was explaining, I'm like, be sure that the kid is being sure he's taking care of himself, be sure he's clean, you know what I mean? He's taking his showers, be sure he's respectful in the street and everything, but he's a reflection of me. I'm like, so if your reflection is just your clothes, then what else is the what else is about you? The reflection of you. And the reaction, your reflection is just your reflection. Let him have his own.
Yeah.
So what I say with kids is the same thing. Like let kids be just as you would do with your friends. Like you let your friends be themselves. You want you to be yourself as well. Do the same for your child.
Yeah.
But just give them some guidance.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. I agree.
So before we wrap up, right? So we're gonna introduce a new segment to the show. We got Styles' Corner,
Styles'
right? So
Corner.
you know,
Is
we're
that why
very
he's sitting in the corner?
yeah.
I'm always sitting in the seat. It just happens to be I'm always
right?
here, man.
So you know, even from the very beginning of the show, you know what I'm saying, when Styles got some shit to say, you know, the room gets quiet. So lately he's got a lot more to say, and I feel like he should definitely share a lot more of that. So
I ain't even got much to say. But
well, I mean, shit. After that, well, shit. Well, go ahead, take it
should've
away,
saved that one,
man.
I
I know, right?
Welcome to-
I had
welcome to
something
Styles'
else.
Corner.
It's funny. I was talking to Chris about it. Cause everybody sees
You
that I
not
have
gonna
a
introduce everybody to Styles Corner?
well. Welcome, Styles Corner.
There you go.
Well, you know, everybody. I'm pretty sure when they watch the show, you see me talk a certain kind of way. I always have my little quote guy like Steve be saying and stuff like that. But I was going to touch on a subject that people we all know very well. We speak about grass isn't green on the other side. But then I came to the realization as I got older, the reality is grass is always green on the other side. But when I say the grass is always greener, you think about a set of grass when you look in front of your house. It just looks good. It's just there. You can't play. All you could do is play on it. All you could do is roll around on it. You throw the ball on it. But what does it really do for you? It just basically gives people outside of you something to look at. It's dope landscape. So I always say to myself, yeah, the grass is greener on the other side, but who's the gardener? A lot of time the people that you're going over there, you messing with, you will leave your relationship with somebody else, but the person that you're saying you leave it for the gardener, the person was paying somebody to do the landscaping the whole time. You know what I'm saying? I remember a funny story like growing up. The front of my parents' house, the grass was always green. But in the backyard, the grass never could get right. But damn sure my mom's garden was always filling. You know, the raspberries was growing, strawberries was growing, she was growing peach, she had a peach tree, she had all this stuff growing. So reality is in life, like, I look at anybody that's looking for the grass to be green on the side, let that jackass go. That's the only thing that feeds anything about grass is a jackass. You know what I'm saying? So the person thinks that grass is green on the side, let their ass go. But then the reality is when you're looking at something else, it just goes for anything with a person, friends, family, job. You want to be sure that that garden is right. You want to be sure that they got some trees in the backyard that's filling you up. You want to be sure that the plants in the backyard got some fruit on it that you can live off of, because you can never live off of grass. So that's Styles Corner.
Damn. My boy on a roll.
I know. I'll let your boy.
Dope that shit.
Man,
Well-
yo, Fonz, shout out to Big Cuz pulling up, man.
Yay.
Yeah, definitely appreciate you.
Y'all, everybody out there.
Peace.